Morning guys, welcome back to the Ahn Rho Project. This is a psychiatric self-therapeutic multimedia project to solve problems, challenges, and obstacles in our lives, as well as a self-improvement process to reach the high goals and ambitions that we have set for ourselves, as well as those around us. If you look at a brief introduction, a brief summary as to how we break down the Ahn Rho Project into domains of life, subseries, analogies, and so on and so forth, you can check that out on the previous live streams for the past 3.5 years through to January 2021 and beyond for our daily versions, including the copyright-free music, content live stream schedule, and how we divvy the 15-minute live stream into 3 phases, 11 segments, and beyond. So, second segment, beyond introduction, 3 points. First of all, 1 of 1 live stream today. Secondly, this is a solve a 5 override, a will to break all the rules, a system principle to free myself from the system and become purely practical to get what most urgently needs done. And last but not least, of course, if you want to skip this shortened introduction, you can always fast forward by about a minute or a minute and a half into the live stream, and you'll dive right into the content right now, which is what you see is what you get. Take a look on screen. We have a lot of phase 2 items for the majority on the top left hand side, as well as the top right. The entire screen is covered by phase 2. So a lot of storytelling, commentary on food, dietetics, nutrition, recordings, videos, YouTube, philosophy, academia, as well as industry, workplace, business, and so on and so forth. This is the abstract portion, more digital, and then afterwards you see my hand waving at the very bottom. Maybe we can get to phase 3 if we have some time later on the live stream, or maybe we'll do it after we cover the collage. So basically phase 3 is more tangible, and it's the most engaging part of the stream because it's more active. I'm actually physically out there in the world. So take a look on screen. Let's cover what we have to cover first. The top left hand corner we have, let's zoom in here. We'll cover these individually after this. Some playlists at the top as well as video. We have some food, chicken wings, and so on and so forth. Audio recordings, philosophy at the very bottom. Also something to do with devices and changing the audio. So some kind of basic software, hardware type stuff. You can also see it's relevant to what's in the title as well. Some of this has to do with life, death, but it's more on a lighter note compared to the previous 2 live streams. So one of them has to do with more like anime, death of a very beloved character. Another one has to do with life, which is managing life, as you see at the top right here. So consumerism, wisest people fall into reduction, that kind of stuff. That's about life, kind of tips and advice. In the middle we have some stuff to do with Excel databasing, as well as some key tasks that we have had to update. Very bottom we have some gifts that we received as food from my colleagues ML. So again, an amazing person at the workplace. Right, they're very supportive. We have some avocado and so on and so forth, peanut butter. Probiotics as well, having to do with trying to get my biological mother's health back in shape. And over here we have a continuation of some food from almost 2 days previous, as well as yesterday's food. So there's some from class 2 items, some cooked food from my domestic guardians and so on and so forth, which I typically restrain myself from doing. But as I've been managing to fix the broken relations for the past 3 decades, it's been better now. So that's what we have here. I also noticed that there's something blocking out the top right. So there's some phone calls we made to the dental office, sorry. So you can see again, food and philosophy at the bottom too. So tangerine, clementines, chicken, so on and so forth. And then last but not least, we have the top right here, if we can, vaccination clinic. So trying to get the confirmation slip out because it's mandatory now, as well as setting the alarm and updating something for our business, having to do with a new inventory. So we have a lot to get to. Let's just get started. Take a breath. That's a lot of stuff there. And of course in the backdrop, maybe that's what we'll do too. We'll do phase 3 first. So the most active engaging part of the stream. Here's the Ahn Rho probiotics. So we'll do phase 3 first, and then we'll cover the phase 2 items immediately after. It should only take about a minute. So probiotics, this is something I'm giving to my domestic guardians as she starts to recover, or we'll think about it. For the next week, we'll find out. There's also, it's worth mentioning that there's also a reset program that a 5-day reset that I might get from my biological mother if that ends up panning out well. Whatever helps her digest the problem so that she can recover from her severe illness. So over here we'll have some stuff here. That's garbage. You see that this bag is largely stuff class 4 in nature received from my colleague ML, like I mentioned. You'll see in a photograph later on. Some of the clementines, tangerine, as well as avocado inside and granola bars. And there's a bunch of trash on the inside now as well. So napkins, spoons, this is all garbage, right? Stuff like that. I'm going to take it out when I go to work today and take this to work as well. So let's go back down, and that's all I have to cover in phase 3 today. It's very, very short and snappy. So let's go into phase 2 again. Phase 2, We'll start off with the recordings as usual. So right here we have some key conversations here the day beforehand, between giving the project resources over to my boss's son, TM, and he was very touched about that. I intend on keeping in touch with him because there's some updates I need to add. Particularly, Patrick Leon, the child drama specialist, has a channel on YouTube. You can check him out. But something on codependency. So I want to send that, update that to resources and tell TB that's what it's about. Also on the live stream, you can see obviously at the very top it has something to do with part 3, saying things like part 3, like cooking, music, life, death, that kind of stuff like that, and pills, Inject. So we'll get to all that kind of stuff in the later on in the stream as well. So that's all part of segments 4 and 5 right now. Also in that is these recordings here as well. I believe there's an interaction between me and my me and my brother. Actually, he came in for about like 1 minute, maybe 30 seconds, just to check up, and they asked me about the security cam that I have installed. So there was something captured there as well in terms of conversations. And last but not least, we have this media asset as well in segment 4-5, relationships, but also media assets. So an update down here to 42 straight to 49. I'm not going to read through everything, but I can see there's some learning about podcasts. I had to update some things here, right? Health, regarding a dental. I've set my appointment there, made a phone call. That's actually one of these on the left-hand corner right here. I was calling one of my dentists. It was in Cantonese, so I'm not going to run through it. I'm speaking Cantonese. But it offered me a chance to practice my Cantonese, and in addition to that, we now have appointments set. So in terms of health, we have some stuff there planned, so we can get rid of all this segment 4 and 5 assets and move on to segment 6. And we have a lot of segment 6 items. So we'll start off here. So COVID vaccination information sheet. I've searched this up using Windows, search on my laptop. This is a file folder that I put it inside. It's basically confirmation for both my shots. I believe Pfizer, Moderna, not really sure. It matters. I'm not going to say, but basically that's what it was. And I searched it up and said, okay, I have to print out 2 of these confirmations, because obviously it's become mandatory. This is an international thing. Some countries say it's mandatory, some don't. In my particular region, it's mandatory now. Over here, move on to the side. So that's why it has to do pills and injection inside the title. This has to do with the pills now. So tablets. This is obviously Design Health Sciences. I'm just documenting that I will be receiving a new shipment of monthly orders right here, as well as providing probably some resources over to TP once again. So basically, some resources for the convention to my business partner, so KW. Again, amazing individuals, privacy, confidentiality. I'm not going to say too much about the details, but here's again the tablets. We're going to receive a new shipment over the next coming weekend, I believe, or the coming week. So that's that. In addition to that, we had to set the clock so that we could arrive to work early on time today. We're trying to get things back in order. It's not going too well, but speaking of the workplace, we have some music here. So in the music title, we said, so there's some stuff here. I have almost like a database that I compiled and created on my own of music, and I'm starting to play these. I'm going to start playing these. Yesterday was an awful day. I was in a pretty shitty mood, and I feel really bad for my colleagues because it was a lot of. Originally, they were the ones who were in a constant, perpetual state of shittiness because when I first arrived 4 years ago, everyone was like narcissistic and very, very just stressed out and everything. So there was a lot of rumors, gossip, and then I internalized all that kind of shit. So it's been 4 years now. I gotta move on with that because I've managed to teach them better, and they've grown better. They're taking responsibility for their behaviors. So it's time for me to change it. So I decided to. You can see here, Pharrell Williams, "Happy," "Killing Me Softly" by Fugees, Charles Fox. Fallen, Alicia Keys. So just playing some music, music that will take me out of the trance that I'm in, which is very negative. They're not gonna accept me. I mean, after my behavior yesterday, that's fine. But the point is, I gotta move on, just like they gotta move on. They moved on already, so I gotta move on. So Ylang Lang, FKJ, also Fly to the Moon. It's always difficult to work with narcissism, by the way. It's a very difficult thing to work with. So I gotta make sure that I don't become like that too. That's my responsibility. So like whoa, same thing here. More music, just playlists. I'm just gonna run through music throughout the entire day. Speaking of life death, so I started to. I covered this like 3 days ago, but obviously it was too touching for me. So obviously Ninetales dying, and I rewatched it again. You won't have any superhuman strength. They're gonna capture the moment again, and then you see right here, it's like someone's like they're going back to these comments saying, "I keep coming back to this video. Why are we still here? Only suffers pain. No, I don't deserve this to handle it." Right? It's like watching a piece of my childhood vanish. Such a beautiful, unforgettable moment. Like 8.2K. Right? Yeah. We all get that feeling right now. Saddest episode of the whole series. Whatever. Moments like this remind me how insanely emotionally dependent I am on these characters. Especially for some of us, we have similar paths to some of the characters in here. So obviously, growing up without parents is something that's something relatable for me when it comes to that character. So that being said, moving on, we're still in second 6, really. It's shocking. School of Life London and Stoic Reflections, not my shit, not my stuff, go onto Instagram. This is not my channel. Copyright notice, alright? So consumerism and the wisest people follow their own direction by Euripides. This is obviously something that I somewhat agree with. You have to hold in moderation. You do have to allow yourself to be receptive to other people at times. Everything in moderation. Consumerism, this one's from School of Life London, matters how we spend our money on, what we spend our money on, combines consumer choices, shape the societies we live in. So once again, just some philosophy, because they are literally figuratively the figurative mother and father of my life. Philosophy, that's what it is to me. And psychiatry. Seriously, I'm mind blown. My mother's a narcissist, and he was spot on when describing her now, and seriously. So this is a comment that I replied to. So social contagion is a sad twist of fate. Similar situation myself. Constantly getting myself into abusive relationships and then becoming somewhat reflective of the abuser. So I got to stop. Social codependency, right? And narcissistic behavior. Social contagion, right? Sad, as Wei mentions. I know truly authentic relationships are among the best ways to bring yourself out of vulnerability. Hope you're improving in this endeavor. So basically adding some likes here, that I just noticed that, and I said that's a video that I really much liked and enjoyed. Moving on, we have the comments here. We're trying to update the database for TB as well as for other people in general. So you can see here 7 uncomfortable truths everyone needs to accept, 9 signs of narcissistic rage, Fantasia from Maple Stories, some music, some podcasts, some things having to do with therapy. Over here, moving all of the collection of resources over to the folder so that we can update it. 5 core elements, so you can see a bunch of stuff here, from music to potential by Jordan Peterson to shame people feel by Dr. Ramani. So just a bunch of different things. Once again, some more stuff here. Just moving from Big Think, Patrick Leon, Andrew Schultz, TED Talks, right? Lots of stuff like that. Okay, once again, I took the photograph of probiotics, so we're moving to segment 7 now. This is something I just showed you earlier, actually. No, sorry. Yeah, I did show it. This is like segment 7, but I should skip that for a moment. So, we're back to Stoic Reflections. I noticed that I missed this from the previous day. One day or a day one, you decide to buy Stoic Reflections. Once again, act now, don't wait. That's kind of the main highlight there. Then we have some things you have to do with a podcast, Science of Everything, on Podbean. And so I need to download this and save that particular 2 podcasts, one on computational biology as well as the biology of pain and nociceptor reception. And I thought that was really interesting. Also updating the videos on YouTube channel, and also making a phone call to my dentist appointment. I tried to note this down by taking a snapshot of this app. Alright, we have very little time left, 30 seconds, 45 seconds. So Walnuts, Class 2, Class 1, Class 4, I brought this for my Biological Guardians, but I ate it myself. So that's something that's, I shouldn't have done that. We have some avocado, 2 clementine tangerines, received this from ML, my amazing colleague, like I mentioned, and this is the garbage that you saw at the beginning. Here's me eating the avocado with the peanut butter that I received from my domestic guardians, Whole Food Mart. That's where it comes from. So I mixed it together. Avocado looks amazing. Just split it open. We got 20 seconds left. Avocado once again, split open, and of course a meal. We have some vermicelli, Vietnamese kind of stuff like there. Tuna salad with black pepper. Also the melons and dried dehydrated shrimp, chicken chunks and melon, and finally, last but not least, the last meal that we had for 2-3 days ago from our domestic gardens. So I can't believe we got through everything. That's amazing. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you tomorrow morning. This is Ahn